Hello gamers and welcome to another review of yet another game. Yes, we are aware it's been a long time that we haven't done any voiceovers and we sincerely apologize for that. Going forward, we can ensure your encounter with our voiceovers in our future videos. Those who were counting on our voiceovers and waited this long, your patience is highly appreciated. Without much ado, let's get on with today's video. Today we'll be taking a look at another exciting game called Planet Commanders. Now I have played this game before. It was quite some time ago when it was under early access. The game was still developing. The game looked very promising since it was different from all the other games at that time. Most developers try to incorporate different things which appears in the game. How different does this game turn out to be? Let's find out. Let's answer one important question. What is Planet Commander? What is this game all about? Planet Commander is a space-based combat multiplayer game. It goes without saying that a stable internet connection is required whenever you play it. The game is named as Planet Commander comes to us as a surprise. That's because when you start playing the game, there's no planets to defend or attack. My bigger concern is the title. It could have had a better name like Ship Commander or something. Call us nitpickers here. You can't expect titles to be ambiguous like saying the title is Space the Final Frontier and talk about space between us. Think about it, it's silly. Luckily for the developers, if the game turns out to be good, then it gets popular amongst the masses pretty soon. Most obvious as this game sounds, you control spaceships in it. There's defunct space stations and one land map that are added into the game for that added effect. Now, except for a few places, the game does not disappoint. We'll talk about that later. Personally, I love the action in this game. The game isn't deep and complicated and fairly easy to learn. Now we'll talk about the gameplay. The gameplay is extremely simple. You have choice of 2 ships initially. Then you can buy slots to fill in to occupy more ships. You can also choose what ships to deploy and sometimes where to deploy. Once you do that, you are good to go. We have some reservations about the controls as it gets kind of twitchy and non-responsive on some occasions. This is particularly true when your ship flies above the camera angle. Your ship kind of gets stuck. Are there bad commanders who are unable to give proper orders to the helm, or something is wrong with the ship, or something is wrong with the game itself? Take a guess. There's hardly anything you can do about this because if you get shot down due to bad flying, it will spell certain doom to you and your team. In an MMO, you cannot afford that. Developers, if you're hearing this, please try and sort it out because I've run through this situation a number of times and lost miserably and embarrassingly. After you've deployed your ship, you can launch yourself into battle. Now your ship also has onboard weapons besides the one you can typically emplace on your ship. There are short-range weapons which attacks opponents automatically. The crosshairs automatically targets the nearest ship once it comes into range, and you can then zoom into the target as well. Tactically speaking, the zooming function doesn't help much, provided you're doing manual targeting, but hey, why would you want to do that? Long-range weapons or the more powerful ones are automatically highlighted, showing that you can fire at them at will. The refresh times of these weapons are decent enough and helps balance the firepower among the opponents. During our testing, we noticed that initially power does not matter. Your ship needs to have amazing survivability to win. What that means is your ship's cladding or armor must be higher. The more higher it is, the more successfully you can survive. That comes first. Second is your weapons. Increase the range of their effectiveness. This MMO is unlike any other. You can't simply shoot and scoot. Once you take damage, you also have to give some damage. Then all will rest on how powerfully your ship can survive. Tactics has very little room as we felt the game depends more on survivability. It doesn't take too much time for the players to finish the game. Surprisingly, this ability to quickly finish the battle helps in the game's repeatability. Now that's a plus. Let's take a look at the overall game. The music is catchy and dramatic, which perfectly suits the game. The interface is pretty cool as well. Planet Commander allows you some customizing options like repainting the ship, the thruster exhausts, weapons and armor. You can upgrade your weapons, buy with the in-game currency or real money. The choice is yours. The ship upgrades has 4 things. Bear in mind you can only upgrade armor, cladding, armor or cladding I should say, weapons, engine and thrusters. We can't seem to follow why they separated engine and thrusters, as these two typically would mean more or less the same thing. Why did the developers do that is beyond us, but it stretches the purpose of upgrading your ship needlessly. Let's talk about the overall gameplay. How does it fare? Well, honestly, the gameplay is very easy, and there's a little learning curve, associated with it on how to navigate the ship. Master the navigation and you've got yourself a good game. The game has different levels or maps where you can fight the battles, but it does get interesting from time to time. Your teammates, the maps, are all randomly chosen by the servers. The real interest kicks in when you have bigger and powerful ships to cater to the battle. Winning then becomes easy. We found the game to be a good time killer and the ads should not bother you in any way. Our advice is, put the ads on ignore mode and play the game. Trust me, 30 seconds of ads is nothing as compared to waiting over 5 minutes of commercials on TV. Let's take that pain into consideration.
Planet Commander also incentivizes you to play daily. They also offer you double rewards for grabbing eyeballs of some advertisements. Yes, the game does have ads which play after the battle, and the secondary ads are voluntary to double your rewards. Personally, I wouldn't mind shaving 30 seconds to get some extra in-game cash. The developers are very generous when it comes to offering rewards. Keep playing on a regular basis and the rewards can get very lucrative, unlike some games. You also tend to level up pretty fast too. So if you're a regular player, that is, expect yourself to have a strong fleet of ships at short notice.
Here is our verdict for Planet Commander. Should you download this game? If you do, the fun is going to be short-lived due to the short battles. Hardcore gamers should stay away from this game. Casual and serious gamers will find this game satisfying. There are only two things that will motivate you for playing this game. One is the daily incentives and the other is constant and quick level ups. As mentioned before, the developers are very generous and chances are you will receive tons of in-game currency quickly. It is definitely worth the try. Double your incentives with ads to increase your in-game currency.
Hope you found our review useful. Do let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Also, please don't forget to like, subscribe and share. You can also follow us on Twitter for updates on the channel. Goodbye for now. We'll see you again in our next video. Happy gaming!